What's up, everybody? This is a Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening, and tonight we will be discussing Chiron in the ninth house. I am kicking off a brand new series, and this series is Chiron in the houses. So now, if you have this placement, this video is for you. If you don't have this placement and you know somebody who does, this video is for you. And if you just want to be enlightened, just to be curious to know, this video is for you. So now Chiron, what is Chiron all about? So now Chiron is not a planet and it's not a sign. It is an asteroid. It is a comet, okay? But now in ancient mythology, Chiron was known to be the wounded healer. Chiron went through many trials, tribulations in his life, dealt with a lot of pain, suffering, and strife. And because of this, he was a miraculous healer, able to heal people all the way down to their soul, to their core. But for some reason, he was unable to heal himself from his most deepest wounds. He could not get down to the root, and he was unable to do it. Now, in the natal birth chart, Chiron is going to be the area that you dealt with severe trauma, where you were really just going through a rough time, and it's hard for you to get it out your mind. It lingers on to you through teenhood, adulthood, all throughout your life, until you come to the realization and come to the point where you feel the need to let it go. You acknowledge it for what it was, and you just embrace it and heal yourself from it. But this is definitely going to give you an opportunity and place you right into a position where you are now able to heal somebody else from these same exact wounds that you once dealt with and felt so deeply. So now the ninth house. The ninth house has to do with your beliefs, belief systems. It has to do with religious and religions. It has to do with higher education, philosophical knowledge. It has to do with long journeys, long distance journeys, okay? Cultures, different kinds of cultures too. And it does show you your older siblings. So now, the ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius. And we know that Sagittarius is all about freedom. It's about breaking the norms. It's about being a rebel, rebelling against the grain, rebelling against anything that somebody's trying to put on you. It's very much unconventional, and Sagittarius can be very much detached in nature when it feels like it. So we're going to jump right into this tonight. Chiron in the ninth house, men and women. These men and women definitely dealt with in their life early on in childhood with a severe trauma, a deep-rooted wound that stems from religion or a cult. So now these men and women dealt with some severe things. It was hard for them to fully understand, hard for them to grasp what was exactly going on in their world, in their life when they were children. They definitely did have people throw onto them belief systems, had people around them that were trying to really control their movements, wanted them to go in a different direction, wanting them to be who they wanted them to be. You could have had religion forced on you. You could have had cult-like situations be thrown upon you. And for this child, it was very much not really welcome because these men and women are very much skeptics. They are very skeptical. So these are the very type of children that question every single damn thing that was being presented in front of them. These could have been the children that looked at things, asked questions, and did not get those answers that they seeked out for. They did not get what they were looking for out of whoever they were talking to. They could have very much felt like when they opened up their mouth that they were not being heard. People were looking at them in a disgraceful way. They could have shunned them. They could have criticized them for thinking and absolutely asking the questions that they're asking out of their fucking mouths to them. Almost in a light of, how dare you even ask this question? You will do what I said. You will do what is told. And either you take this path or this is going to happen to you. Your life will be a mess if you do not follow these rules and regulations. If you do not go into this religion full through. If you're not diving deep into this, if this is not your belief, you are now casted out of the family dynamic. You are now casted out of God's grace. You are now looked like you are a stranger. And these men and women could have struggled in their life, not being able to fully express their opinions, their views, or what they truly believe to other people. With this placement brings to the table wanting to break free of norms, wanting to be unconventional in a sense, because they're not going along with the system that was thrown upon them. They need to explore. They need to really get out there and figure out all the answers that they are so looking for, because it's not coming from the parents and it's not coming from the people that are surrounded by them. They feel very much lost, very much confused, annoyed, and disappointed, because they want to be able to converse. They want to be able to conversate. They want to be able to talk about what it is that they think about. But for some reason, they feel like it's being frowned upon. It's being restricted, and it's not being acknowledged. And they feel hurt. Early on in life, these men and women can really feel like people are criticizing them, belittling them, looking down on them, not being there for them, being a support system for them. They really struggled early on in life to really figure out what it was that they wanted to do. Because even though they had a tight structure in their home, and even though rules were put upon them, they didn't have that support system, that guidance, that mentor to enlighten them on the path that they should take, as far as being successful, as far as being wealthy, as far as getting money. That was a lack in the home. Those things wasn't brought up and discussed. What was probably discussed in the home was the way that you need to be in God's eyes, the way that you need to be for the Lord, the way that you need to move in day-to-day world as far as spiritual, but not so much spiritual, because this really brings a religious tone to the matter. Okay, so these men and women will come to find later on in life that instead of being religious, they prefer to be more spiritual. Okay, and go down that path and go down that road, because the answers that they were looking for were not there. On top of that, depending on your natal birth chart, and you're definitely going to have to look for badly aspected things to your Chiron. All right, but now if your Chiron is negatively aspected, What could have went on and took place with these men and women could have very well been that a religious leader really attacked them, could have came at them and abused them, misused them, okay, pried on them and just preyed on them, just and when I say pray, I mean pray, not prayed. I mean preyed on them. Could have really took advantage of this child. It could have been a lot of sacrificing of the child that went on. Okay, I'm giving my child to you in order for my success and power in this religious realm. It could have also been that these men and women have been sexually abused, could have been raped. Okay, you know how in the media where you see that priests do this and they do that to the child. Okay, the child is a child and they don't know what to do. They're scared to say something. They're scared to speak up, and things like this could go on and take place. But now this can also be where the parents were aware of what went on and what took place because they were down with the shit. So you need to know your shit so you can know how all of this can manifest, how it could all play out and be presented to the table. All right? But these men and women did feel some kind of hurt, some kind of pain on an emotional level that really fucked with their mind on a psychological level where they really felt like, I am hopeless. Okay, who am I? Who is God? What is this shit about? What is this world about? Why am I here? I don't know why I'm here. Nobody's telling me the real answers. And this is what these men and women think about in their mind. It's really confusing to them. It's chaotic for them. It's a whole bunch of chaos in their world because nobody is stepping up to the plate and really fully getting down to the depth, because they could have very well asked these questions and the answers could have been very straightforward, but not to the detailed extent. Okay, it could have just very well have been this is the way it's supposed to be, this is how you're supposed to be. Okay, if you want blessings, it's going to be through this. It's going to be through that. And if you don't do this and that, this is what will happen and this is what will take place. You will not be wealthy. You will not be successful. Bad things will happen to you. And this is what these men and women begin to believe as children. But now when they become adults and they come into their own and they explore and they fully understand and grasp the world for themselves, they come to realize something completely different. Okay, I was lied to. I was manipulated. Maybe my parents weren't aware. Maybe they don't even know today what the truth is. But now they know the truth. And they know now that the shit that people were saying to them was a bunch of damn shit. And it was just more so what they believed and how they wanted me to go. And I decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own thing. And this is what these men and women do. They go into their own world and they figure it out for themselves. Okay? These men and women can also definitely have a fear of traveling. Okay? Now we know that the ninth house is all about long distance travel and getting out there, meeting different cultures, meeting different people. But these men and women can really struggle in that area to really be able to get out there and do it. They can have a strong fear of wanting to do it for some reason. Okay? In school, these men and women could have very well felt very much bored. Okay, feeling like the information that's being presented is not something that interests them, something that they're fully into. Okay, they can take a long time to grasp and learn information as far as the traditional way. But now when it goes to the unconventional way, they're more adapt. they're more equipped and they're more ready and eager to be able to receive that information. How odd is that? But this is what it is with them, because they're all about breaking down those norms. They're all about breaking down those stereotypes and systematic things, dogmatic things. These men and women look at things from a completely different perspective. And the way that people view the world, especially back then, is not the way that they view it. Okay? Especially how it was viewed in their house home. They don't view it in that same exact light. Now, they will still probably take on some of those traits because it is embedded in them. But now they can definitely stray away from that. These are also the type of men and women that can also definitely be atheists, not believe in God, not believe in the higher being, the higher power. But even with that, they can also still have people placed around them that are believers and that do believe, okay, that can absolutely pull them back towards it, all right? And even if it's not that religious sector, it could definitely be a spiritual world for them. All right, so these men and women can be very much interested in being healers, spiritual gurus, being enlighteners, people that can empower people, talk to people, just vibe with people on that level. Okay, they might even be into nutrition. All right, what you should eat. Really going down to that to a T. These men and women can do it. Medicines, cures for this, cures for that, things like that. They can get into that. Also, with displacement, these men and women can struggle early on in life with figuring out what it is they really want to do. Okay, so it could be definitely difficult for these men and women, and they can get even nervous and have anxiety, be even more stressful when they're about to take a test. Okay, in class, take a test in college, take a test for a trade. These men and women can get so nervous to the point where they absolutely fail the fucking test and then go and take the test again and fail the shit again and take the test again just to fail the shit again by like 2 points, 3 points, 5 points. And this is what happens with them because it's traditional shit and it's hard for them to really pull towards this tradition shit, but they do try it out. But then later on, they come to find out that when they get awoken, when their third eye is open, when they are exposed to something completely different, these men and women can really show up in a different kind of way. Okay, now they can master shit. They can really get down to the depth of things because this is their arena. Where when they were young, people were telling them something different. Don't mess with this. Don't mess with that. Don't do this. That is the devil. That is this and that. But now when they get older, they recognize and see that this is not this and that. This is not the devil's work. Okay? What's going on with you is some other shit because you was lied to. But you lied to me because you were lied to. And this is how they look at it. This is how these men and women look at it, okay? They could very much not want to even be bothered with anything that has to do with religion, okay? Because they feel like it's very much systematic. It's a programming, and you're trying to program my mind, okay? You're trying to control my mind where my mind can't be controlled. And this is these men and women. Also with displacement, they can very much strongly be drawn to spirituality, okay, and feel the need to travel and explore into these deep depths, okay. They can feel like they are being driven in a way that they need to really uncover and pull back layers. So they could definitely be great at writing their life stories, writing about things that took on in the world, took place in the world, things that just went on and shit that they saw in life. Okay, they can excel in being writers okay, and even being religious um, leaders if they choose to, but more spiritual leaders, because that's what the pull and the drive is going to be too. It's going to be more pulled towards spiritual. Now, you may have some that do draw back to religion, okay, because everybody's different. But a lot of times that is not the case. These people are more driven towards something uh, more, something facts, okay? You have to remember that they were very much skeptical, and even as adults they're very much skeptical still. So things really have to be proven to them, okay? They have pretty much a scientific mind, so with them you're definitely gonna have to show me the facts. You're not gonna tell me anything, and that's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. If you can't show it and prove it, that shit is fake, and that shit ain't real, and that's how they look at it. Okay. Also, with this placement, these men and women could very well end up feeling like they have to make and control their own life and their destiny, their path. They feel like they have to do it because for some reason, um, there was definitely a lack in the home that was not being provided to give them the skills, the proper tools to take on out into the world so that they could fully come into their own. Because all they were surrounded by was people telling them how they should be, okay, as far as religion, but not what you should do out into the world, how you need to move in order to get a dollar, how you need to survive. Nobody told them that because everything with them was pretty much structured and traditional. But these men and women are unconventional, okay? Very much unconventional. They want to do shit their own way at their own time. They want to do it. Okay, so now they really lacked in their life direction and guidance because nobody showed them the way. Nobody put it in their hands. So now what happens with them is they feel like that they have to take charge, and now they fully have to make it up with themselves. Damn, how difficult is that? These men and women feel like they have to figure shit out for their own in order to survive, in order to live, in order to be okay. All right. And on top of that, they don't have a strong support system. Okay. Because the support system that they would have are not going to be welcoming the shit that they're into now. But now, what these men and women have to do is to speak their truth even when their fucking voice shakes. Speak their truth, even when it's difficult for them to be able to express fully what they are trying to say. Still do it because somebody's listening and somebody could hear you, okay? They have to get to that point to just speak their truth, okay? Even if it hurts people's feelings. Because these men and women have a voice. They have a voice that's very much blunt, very much serious in tone. They're very direct. They don't beat around the bush. They don't sugarcoat shit. They say shit for what the fuck it is. And if you don't like it, oh damn well, this is their mind. This is how they're going to move. Okay? So definitely their trauma is very much to expand, okay? And expansion of freedom, feeling free to be able to fully express your truth, your world, what you think, your thoughts, okay? All of this needs to be put out to the forefront, all right? It cannot be ignored. It cannot be neglected. It cannot be pushed to the side and in the back seat. It has to be to the forefront, okay? Also with these placements, these men and women, you have to show people why you think and believe the way that you do. Whatever truth it is that you stand by and believe, you have to just let it out. You need to let people know that this is who I am, this is who I will be. And I don't care if you don't fucking like it, because this is my world. This is my life. Okay? Just like somebody else, whoever tried to control your mind, whoever tried to manipulate your mind, whoever told you lies, whoever abused you, whoever hurt you, you need to understand that at the end of the day, you need to speak your truth. Okay? Tell people what you went through. Tell people how it affected you. Okay? And just stand and embrace who the fuck you are now. And that's all that these men and women have to do in order to fully heal themselves from this wound. Okay? They have to be the stand up men, the stand up women, to really stand in their truth. Okay? Even when times get hard, even when their voice fucking trembles, they need to just let people know that this is who I am. And either you're gonna respect it or you're gonna fucking reject it. But either way, this is who I am, this is me, and this is what I will do. Period. Okay? So now, these men and women are very much rebels. All right, so they will go against the norm. They will go against the grain. This is what they're going to do. But as long as they acknowledge what they've been through, coming to their own, standing their truth, these men and women will do tremendous works. All right? And they do need to keep in mind that they need to expand their freedom. Okay? Don't stay closed in, caged in. No. Bring all of this out to the forefront. And that's what I'm going to say on this note. So in future videos to come, I will go into more depth into this placement. It is so much more to touch on. Be sure to check out my online store. It is Grammy Gear at www.grammygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the Chef Goddess also. So, you can hit me up at Supreme Royal Catering. If you need my husband to do any work to your home business, a swimming pool, his business is Steve Handy Helpers. You can hit him up at aronnesbitt90@gmail.com. If you need me to analyze your birth chart, compatibility chart, or synastry chart, be sure to hit me up. The birth chart will be $70, and the synastry and composite chart will be $90. So this has been a Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all, and I will see you on the next one.